Mama Bears and Papa Bears. This is the intern Papa Bear welcoming you back to another episode of Savages Unscripted. Here we are. We have the beautiful, the lovely, the intelligent, the stupid Stallion.
Alright, I'm gonna need a new co-host, right? I'm so glad you started that podcast right there, because as soon as you mentioned Mama Bears, you just know.
Yeah, I gotta get it out there, man. I'm still looking for my Mama Bear.
For those that are listening, he doesn't always talk about this. It's just when we're on the podcast. So he's not that weird.
Like, I'm still weird outside the podcast, just a little extra for the podcast itself.
What do you think of those people that are just actively always looking for somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's, I feel like they take it overboard just because you still need moments to yourself and working on yourself. I know when I'm at that phase right now, I'm not actively looking. So right now I'm just focusing on me, bettering myself, figure out what is it that I want to do and how I want to proceed with things.
Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know what I mean by just actively looking, like one thing is if you say like, oh yeah, I'm ready for a relationship, I'm ready to find somebody. One thing is finding somebody, but another thing is looking for somebody. Mm-hmm. That's just too weird. And I see that a lot on Twitter.
No, I see that. That's why I kind of stay away from Twitter.
Yeah.
That, and I got reintroduced to Reddit again, so that's
where
most of my
time.
Oh, God, I love Reddit.
Explain your Reddit discovery, Elias.
So, it was thanks to the Stallion here.
Yeah.
That he was like, you know what? Enough with Instagram. Why not give Reddit a try? I'm like, you know what? You're right. I trust you on music choices. Let's try this out. And as soon as I signed up for my account, I'm like, nah, this is not going to be it. It's going to be one or two things, like some dead memes. And as soon as I started going through some of the community tabs, even the most basic community tabs, I was like, holy shit, this is for me. Because I can curate it to where it still gives me my chemistry side, but also good memes. And I keep up with all my YouTubers' subreddits. Mm. My God, I'm in love with it.
For those that don't know Reddit, like, how would you describe it? It's basically like...
You say it's more of an advanced chat board. Mm-hmm. But advanced in the sense that people post pictures on it, and then you have to look through the pictures' comments to see everybody's chat.
And you completely curate it to your own personal interest, and that's what's awesome. Because the thing is, too, like I was realizing, so the reason I told lies about Reddit was because you love YouTube.
I do.
YouTube is your bread and butter. That's your thing, dude. If you could marry YouTube, I'm sure you would. I might judge you.
No. I'll get it. I understand. And then... In fact, she was a person that I can marry. I'd definitely marry YouTube, by far.
I'd be the witness. You know what? I would ordain you.
Hey.
We have so much to talk about now.
Yes, we do.
Anyways, first Reddit.
Okay, yes.
So, Elias loves YouTube, and you spend quite a bit of time on YouTube. But I'm not just saying, like, that's all you do. Like, you multitask. You cook, you watch YouTube, you clean, you're watching YouTube, or you're listening to it at least.
Yeah.
And Reddit's the thing that I told you this, I do when I have like 20 extra minutes, or I'm just chilling, or, you go to a restaurant, you just checking your phone for a little bit. I'm not checking text, I'm checking like Reddit. And I realized like, I don't think he's ever mentioned Reddit. You seem like you'd be a poster boy for Reddit.
A poster boy.
And we have a mutual friend who was in love with Reddit, and he would spend hours and hours on Reddit. I think from the idea of that, we probably didn't want that.
Yeah.
Get sucked into Reddit.
I know that's what deterred me for the longest. I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my life going through a single app, and lo and behold, I find YouTube.
I do that already. Yeah, so I told Elias about Reddit, and I explained it, and I showed you some subreddits that I follow, like some funny ones, some interesting ones. Oh, I told you about the book one. I think that's the one that got you. The 52 book. We're talking about reading.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about that was going to be your goal for this year.
Yeah. Okay. So for those that don't know, Reddit, you're curating your own, what you see on the internet, your own topics and stuff. And subreddits are basically just topics. And there's one called 52 Book, and Elias and I were reading quite a bit for a while. Mm-hmm. You for
on and off.
Yeah. So there was one called 52 Book where basically people aim to read 52 books in a year. I told Elias about this. People discuss their books and they get ideas for other books. And that's what kind of got you into Reddit. But then you discovered it from there. How was that?
It's very interesting. So I found a subreddit very similar to 52 books, right?
Yeah.
But more so on the fact that it's a subreddit called Indie Swap, where people swap out video games. And I haven't fully gone through it just yet, just because I know the moment I start looking through, I'm going to get invested in it. Other than that, I kind of keep it basic. I'll follow Dank Christian memes. It's gotten me good lately. And just
Dank Christian memes?
Yeah, Dank Christian
I'm
memes.
going to have to look that one up. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it kind of just goes on the riff of, oh, this is a Christian household or a Christian community, so keep it PG, but they'll still bring in some more other research stuff. And just the basic memes one. I get my fill off of that.
Your dad jokes one?
God, that's another beautiful one. So, I don't know if y'all can get the gist of my personality based off of my last couple episodes, but I like making bad to crappy dad joke ones.
Mostly bad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Bad. They rhyme, but it's bad. Go ahead.
And I found a subreddit called Dad Jokes, and it's nothing but dad jokes. And I think I found it on New Year's Eve, actually. Mm-hmm. And then it was just making a bunch of, oh, this subreddit's dead. It hasn't made a post since the last decade.
I can imagine you making posts, like, endlessly.
I wanted to, but I know I'd get carried away. And I have a commitment to YouTube and YouTube first. Uh-huh. If I'm not doing or watching YouTube, and I kid you not, I'm on Disney Plus watching The Proud Family. Mm-hmm. And that's been like a running joke with Hector and I at the studio for the last, 2-3 weeks now?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks.
I'm on season 2. I'm almost finishing it up already.
Elias, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of me. In fact, I guess you can say this is a proud family.
Okay, moving on. Also, when we're talking about Reddit, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about making up like a screen name.
Yes.
And the thing about Reddit is it's not like Instagram where you can just change it whenever you want. When you make a Reddit account, you choose a name, that's it.
You stick with it.
So the other day, you were telling me you weren't sure of your name anymore. And like, I think I told you about a month ago, I completely redid my Reddit because I didn't like my old name. I forgot what it was. It might have been Dr. Hector. And I was like, why am I using this on Reddit? It should be more anonymous. Yeah. So I changed it. But then you have to look for all these subreddits again, all the ones you were following. Yeah. And the idea of making up a new name, like literally kind of permanent, as long as you keep it. Yeah. But that's tough when you're choosing a name that you can't change.
No, I know. I think that should be a feature in future Reddit post. But I kind of also see the point of Reddit trying to stay anonymous. Mm-hmm. But I think it can work if people like changing the names, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like when we make a new Xbox account or Microsoft account, we can't change the nickname on it. How people see us, we can change that at any time. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what Reddit should do.
Can you change your, I don't know what it's called, your PSN name on PlayStation?
At the moment, no. I know they've been working on it.
You can't change it at all?
I don't know as of lately, but the last time I checked, no.
Because I know with Xbox, you can change it once for free. Mm-hmm. From there, they charge you. It might just be like $5.
True. I don't know exactly. In all fairness, I haven't tried lately. Yeah. I've just gotten so used to my network account that I've just accepted it. And it's like, there's no point in me changing it. Mm-hmm. Although I have thought about changing it. Just because I realized it's my full name and that probably wasn't the smartest idea. Mm-hmm. If it's being accessed by thousands of people whenever I play with. Mm-hmm. But I just lived with it. I
have this friend, and when he made his PSN name or whatever it's called, he was a lot younger. So it was his first name, last name, and the 4 last numbers of his phone number. And he still has that to this day.
Yeah, no, that's how my account is too. It's just my first name, middle initial, and last name. That's it.
I wonder if anyone's ever accidentally put like their social.
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. That would be something that would happen.
Yeah, because then like, who's gonna test it?
Yeah, exactly.
There might be a few people that put like numbers of their social just to taunt people, like, haha, can't steal my identity.
I will say this though. It has tripped me out a few times when I play online publicly. Uh-huh. And when I hear my teammates calling me out, they call me by my name. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Yeah, exactly. That's how my brother and I are whenever we play.
You don't know me.
How the fuck do you know my name? And then I just think about it, like, oh wait, that's my username. Oh shit.
What exactly is your PSN name?
Just Elias_J_Nair. That's it.
That is original, man.
Yeah, I know it's original. Why do you think I've thought about changing it?
When I last made my Xbox account, I was like, I'm going to make something, I'm going to keep it. I am not going to change it. Actually, I changed it on accident. Well, no. So when you have an Xbox, like I said, you can change it once for free.
Right.
And there's the auto-generate one. And I just wanted to get ideas. Like, I want to see what types of names would Xbox give me. And this is stupid, but when I hit auto-generate, they choose it for you and they confirm it.
Oh, no shit.
So they chose it for me. And I was like, I don't like this. I just want to get an idea.
Oh, that's right. That's how you got...
Give me some... No. But that's not the name I have now. But it gave me some stupid name. I was like, well, now I have to change it. That's my free one now. I was like, oh, that's bullshit. No, I'm not going to change it. But I stuck with Ambiguous Savage. So if anyone's on Xbox, I'm Ambiguous Savage. And my friends make fun of me. Because I don't know if I told you, a few months ago, about a year ago, I was playing Minecraft with some friends. Yeah. And I believe a friend of a friend, he was either hopped up on NyQuil or drunk, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah, just about.
And he looks at my screen name and he was like, who the fuck is Ambiguous Sausage? I was like, bro, it's Ambiguous Savage. So ever since then, all my friends call me Ambiguous Sausage. At this point, I might as well change it for that. I think it's funny. I don't know, but my friends call me Ambiguous Sausage.
Oh my god, that's...
While we're on the topic of names, I don't know if you've ever had this phenomena, but when you're younger, have you ever had those moments where you maybe wanted a different name? Has there ever been another name where you're like, oh, I like that to be my name?
No.
No?
No. I will say, though, although I've never had that phenomenon because I always liked my name, I did want a nickname for the longest.
Oh, was there a specific nickname that you wanted?
No, just a nickname that people had given me, right? And I know my parents were very much strict, and they wouldn't even allow people to give me nicknames. They told me that if they're going to call you by your real name.
My mom was the exact same way. It's a Mexican thing.
I think it is. But in late elementary, early middle school, I got the nickname of Chancho for a bit. And for those of you that don't know what Chancho is, they'd given me that because I looked exactly like the kid from Nacho Libre that gave Nacho his sweatpants.
Oh, man. Yeah. Did your mom know about this?
She did eventually.
What'd she say?
She didn't really care about it at that point. But it then developed from Chancho to Nacho.
Man, Mexican parents. I remember my mom give me a lot of lectures very often, and like I understood, these are parents that are protective. So like I was I'm their first kid, so like they're still getting used to the raising a child thing. With you it's different. They already had your older brother.
Yeah, I was the middle child.
But I remember specifically in that same conversation where my mom told me, like, if someone gives you a nickname, they're not your friend.
Yeah.
She said basically, like, you have a name, and she saw it as their, like, name calling, Yeah. She saw it basically like that. I remember being as a kid and thinking, like, it's just a nickname. It's friendly. But I was always that person, like, I understood. Like, my parents were stubborn. They're not going to understand my viewpoint. So I just dropped in. I don't remember even really having a nickname.
Do you remember the very first nickname you were given?
Well, I don't think Junior counts. No. That's something my family gave me so they don't confuse me with my dad.
No, I think that would count, honestly.
That would count?
In my opinion, that would count. Just because it's not your name. Sure, it's a suffix to your name. But yeah. When someone has a suffix in the name, they're still going to call them by the first name unless they know the senior. I
think that's why growing up I kind of wanted a new name because I saw that as like that's my dad's name.
Oh, gotcha.
And my family doesn't even use it.
Yeah.
They don't call me Hector. They call me Junior because it's easier. My dad's already Hector. And I specifically remember I think when I became 18, this is so random, but my godmother and a few other family members on that side of the family, on my dad's side, they started calling me Hector. And she was like, you know what? Like, you're a man now. You deserve to be called by your name.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of weird. Okay, I at 18 now I'm Hector. But like, still my family still calls me Junior. And I remember there's times where my sister was living with us for a bit. And I know you calling me Hector And there was once or twice where she called me Hector. She thought that was really weird.
No, I get that because I have a cousin who I've called Junior my entire life, ever since I've known him. And I know his first name, but it sounds weird to me whenever I call him by his first name. Mm-hmm. And his first name's Francisco. Mm-hmm. But to me, Frank. His first name is Frank, but it always freaks me out. When I call him by that, it's like, no, that's not your name. It is. I've been calling you Junior for 23 years now. That's not it. Or 22 years. I don't know how old I was when I started talking. Would you say that Stallion by far is the weirdest nickname you've gotten?
That's out there.
That's out there, huh?
Well, I told you I chose that one more particularly because I told you why.
Right. It's a community thing.
It was a little joke. And now that's stuck with me. But I also decided I'm not going to call myself Stallion. As you noticed, you introduced me as Stallion. In the last episode, Al called me Stallion. It's for this community to call me Stallion. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to eventually, like, non-directly have people call me Dr. Hector or Professor Hector. That's the one I wanted, but I wanted to go with the funny one. And that's going to follow me for as long as this podcast is a thing. Man.
That's for sure.
The Photoshop.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
But you haven't been on here to talk about it. We've talked about it.
Yeah, so I'm actively working on his photoshopped image.
Boy.
And I gotta say, I think it's a funny one to be sure. But my God, am I having fun with it.
Like there's some sort of progress right now with it?
Yeah, there's some sort of progress with it.
So for those that don't know, I love surprises. And I specifically told Liz, don't show me. Don't tell me what you're doing. Just do it. Send it when you're done, and I'll post it. If it's appropriate.
It's going to be appropriate. And I've been giving them questions as to, hey, what do you want to wear? Or what is it that you want to hold, right?
But the first question was, what color horse do you want?
Yeah.
And I said, I want a majestic white horse. And your next statement was, all right, black it is. And then your next question maybe came a few days later to a week. You said, what kind of weapon do you want?
No, it was hat. It was hat first.
The hat one? I don't remember the hat one.
I asked, like, what kind of hat did you want to wear?
What did I say?
I think you said, like, a top hat or something.
No, you gave me top hat.
No, you had asked for a cowboy hat, and I said I'm going to give you a top hat.
So anything I want, he just goes against it, which is good. That's what I want of this. But no,
well, yeah, because it's a photoshopped image, right?
No, but yes, the other day you asked me about a weapon because I said,
yeah,
I want a Colt 45.
Yeah, and I think I said I'm going to give you an RPG or something.
Was it? I thought you said like a sword or something. I don't remember.
Oh, that too.
I want to see this.
Oh, I have some ideas now.
I'm picturing like Teddy Roosevelt on a horse.
Just color in the builder bit.
That's what I'm picturing. But then, like, I would want more of this, like, art. That'd be fun to do, like, an Instagram page for this, where you just make some sort of, like, you follow the jokes from the podcast. You do one for every person that's on here, so, like, you and Beatrice. You know, that'd be interesting.
That would be a nice one, actually.
Ideas.
Yes. Now you gave the intern more work to do.
Yeah, and so for those that don't know, also, so in the beginning, we just called Elias the intern. It was a little bit of a joke, but now we're actually integrating you into this. Like, you're having a bigger part with us. For those that don't know, like, you don't come too often on the show, but we talk a lot about this podcast, a lot outside of it.
Yeah, and it's like I always either try to give feedback on it or ideas for topics in the future. Yeah,
we have lots of ideas, stuff we can't really talk about now because, you know, it's not happening yet.
Or it's still being thought of or, like, figuring out the details for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't know about you. I'm that person where I don't really like sharing my ideas unless it's happening.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of those people, like, with their goals, they say, I want to do this, I want to do this.
But they list off, like, 100 ideas, but they only accomplish, like, maybe one.
Yeah. And, like, not to be rude, but, like, I want to see results. I want to see this come to fruition, you know? I don't know if you're the same.
No, I definitely get like that, but I know it's something that I have to continue to talk about or else I'm going to forget about it.
Yeah.
I know with your image as we speak, I want to say it's a good 80% done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You started this around Christmas time?
I would think about a week after.
Yeah.
A month.
Oh, it was New Year's. Yeah. Around there. Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like, it's not so much that I don't have the ideas or I don't know what to do with it. I have plenty of ideas for that.
Okay.
It's just I'm losing time here.
Yeah.
Because I'm busy working throughout most of the week, and then weekends, that's when I catch up on chores and whatnot.
And that's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wonder, like, why don't people... I hear a lot of people say they want to do YouTube. They want to do a podcast and stuff like that. And I've always wondered, like, why don't you do this? But there's so many other priorities.
Yeah.
And we're realizing this now because, like I said, we do have other ideas past this podcast. I've shared so much with you what we want to do. We have some good ideas that we could even start soon, but we're busy. Yeah,
exactly. And it's always one thing that comes up out of nowhere. Where it's just like, well, crap, now we have to handle this first, you know?
One thing I will share is, like, there was a big project what I was very excited for. I told you about this, but me and Beatrice we had some ideas for another podcast. But now, nursing school, and she's very busy right now, and I'm not sure when's the next time we're going to see her. Yeah. So that's definitely a plan that's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah. We recently have another member into the Savages family.
Yes.
I don't want to mention that until those projects are happening. That might happen soon. We have some exciting stuff with that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, God. Ooh, maybe we should come up. All right, cool. I have another idea.
Yeah, all I will say is that we recently got a new roommate. He has some great ideas for what we could do outside of this podcast, but we're still waiting for him to acclimate. He's busy right now.
Yeah, try to get used to the layout of the apartment still.
Yeah, so we do have some stuff planned, and we're excited.
Yes, we are. I'm excited for it.
Right now, I've been dealing with video, video editing. We got some ideas for video. I've been talking to a bunch of other people that do like their own videos and like their own sort of art on YouTube.
Right.
And I've been thinking of like collaborating. So I've been hitting up different people. So, man, it's crazy.
Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness.
This was just an idea months ago.
And to think we've just the mere idea of it all, right? Mm-hmm. We're slowly making it into reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. That trips me out. Just a month ago, I was just joking around saying like, oh, I'm going to Photoshop you on an image. And now I'm actually learning techniques on how to Photoshop properly. Mm-hmm. But I know I still want to make it as best as I can.
Yeah. And I like that too, that one thing. So you were having a conversation the other day when Beatrice was here. And there was something that you said, and it wasn't even that big, but it really caught my attention because you were talking about your ideas for the podcast. Mm-hmm. And you didn't say, oh, Hector's podcast. And that was important to me because I'm like, that's when I realized that like they're a part of this. They're integrated. It's not just Hector and Al's podcast. It's not just this podcast. It's the podcast. Mm-hmm. And that really caught my attention. And I think that was very important, because we specifically said we want this to be a community. Right. And I saw that like we're a little small. Yeah. We're growing, but
I'm like, it's not like this podcast was going to get a large following out of nowhere. And like, oh, this takes time and steps. And it's like every week I catch up with the podcast. Mm-hmm. Granted, I may not be in a lot of them, or I won't listen to the ones I've been a part of, like this one.
You gotta listen to it.
I don't like the sound of my voice. I know plenty of you guys like it.
Oh, they like it. Wow.
I don't like it.
The mama bears are listening.
Oh, yeah, they are. My goodness. Anyhow.
24 episodes.
Yes. Crazy. What is there going to be any goal as to how many podcasts you want to reach?
So, in the beginning, we had different plans. Mm-hmm. We even said in the beginning, let's have like seasons. I told Al, like when it comes to December, we're going to be busy, the holidays, let's stop for a month. Mm-hmm. Let's give a 4-week break. But we didn't do that. We kept going. And it's come to that point where we're just doing it weekly. I think when it gets to that point where we're just burnt out and like, God, we have to do this. When it seems like a chore. Yeah. But now it's fun. We're enjoying it. If we're busy, we just do a short episode. You and me had like a 20-minute episode once, I think. Yeah. I think your first one was like 22 minutes.
I think we had 2 of them. Well, the first one, it was a very short one. And then I think there was another one after that where we kept it short.
I think that's the important part. Like, you need to have that passion and that enjoyment of it. Because we joke a lot about this. That's good. It's not...
And it's like, I've always reminded him, like, whenever he needs me to come on, I'm always available for that.
Exactly. And that's where... So, what I've been noticing lately, and I've been thinking about a lot, because there's a lot of people that are in jobs that they don't like. Yeah. But it's that mindset you have when you see it as a chore and, oh, fuck, I gotta go to work. Yeah. You're just making it worse for yourself.
No, I know. And it's like... I know I've talked to you about this. I I don't necessarily dislike my job. It's just the interactions that I have that make the job less pleasant, really. And it's all revolves around like a few people. And that's all it really is. Other than that, the job is very fun. I've always been the one to help out whenever it comes to the work, you know?
I was listening to a podcast recently. Actually, Dear Hank and John, I just got you into that recently.
Yes.
And somebody had asked, and this was a very deep question. So for those that don't know, Dear Hank and John, their community, they just send in questions, they give them advice. And somebody said, you know, I'm about to clock into work. I go in 20 minutes, I'm in my car, and I am in tears because I don't want to go. Ooh. I think we've had those moments where you're just tired, like emotionally. You're just pushed to your limit, maybe in a job that it's just for the money in the beginning. Yeah. And I was just thinking of that, and it's a tough place to be, but it's like I get the stress for it. Because really, like, you some people might see it like that's the only alternative that they have. Without it, then they're just stuck being broke. And, oh, God, that's a tough situation. Yeah, and one thing they did say, and I really like this too, and they said, usually with jobs like that, it's not really the job, it's the people you work with.
Right.
That really make or break a job. I'm sure we've had those jobs where it's a good job, but there's that one person that just ruins the experience. And it's that anticipation for work. It's not even being in work. No. It's that, I gotta go to work.
Yeah. That being said, I know you're gonna see me a lot less.
Yeah, your schedule's changing.
My schedule's changing once again. And I'm gonna like this new schedule, because that's what I had signed up for.
Yeah.
So that will both make it more consistent for myself, as well as lessening the workload. Because before I was helping cover 2 shifts, meaning I do double the work.
Yeah. A lot of changes in 2020 already.
Oh yeah, by far.
I haven't asked you, how's your 2020 going? Well, you know, on the podcast, I haven't asked you, but
it's going well. It's going well. I'm realizing the things I want to do and how I want to accomplish them. And I'm realizing what it takes for me to accomplish it, and it's just me trying to figure out what I want to do. Like, work-wise, I know now that I'm not going to stay there, but I know I need the experience for it. So now I'm actively searching elsewhere to see, okay, how am I going to like this job, or how's the work environment there? And then 2, handling more responsibilities like bills. How am I going to carry that over? It's going well. A little frustrating at times, but that's life, you know? Yeah, I'm just glad I haven't met any Joeys yet.
Any Joeys?
Came close to Sprint, but...
Yeah, what was that Spectrum experience you had? The guy you called at Spectrum?
Yeah, so that was... The whole point was me trying to switch my service over from Boost to Spectrum, right? And while I was trying to do so, they kept me on hold for 2.5 hours. The first time was me just trying to say, hey, what's my account number so I can switch over? And the second part was, hey, my phone is still locked. Can you unlock it? And they were telling me, oh, we're going to have to wait 3 to 5 days to process your case. I'm like, this is my phone. Like, it's under my name. This is my phone now. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to have to wait. And then as soon as that call ended, right, they told me, or I noticed that my service was disconnected entirely. So I was going to wait for the phone to be unlocked, but then Boost just outright cut my service. So it's like, no, you got to wait. I understand that I switch over companies, but I still paid for this entire month.
Yeah.
And it's like, I still had a couple of days. That was going to be enough to cover the unlock period. So I just ended up trading my phone in for another one.
What's funny is, I realize this in retrospect, but like, we were there for a while. Yeah. For about 2.5 to 3 hours, that girl dealt with just us.
Yeah, really. Just us.
A good portion of her day was us. Yes.
I mean, she was nice. And at that point, she knew that I was frustrated and I didn't want to make it worse. So we honestly made the best of it there.
And I noticed like a lot of people were frustrated there too, because there was only 2 workers. Well, it made sense, you know, they had just opened. We went really early. But I heard a lot of people saying like, oh, this is ridiculous. You know, I just want to pay a payment, you know, this and that. And like,
I was hearing that too. I'm just like standing there. I'm just like, I get it. I'm trying to hurry this up.
Yeah, but that's one of those reasons. That's one of those times where you realize like it's not that person's fault. They're at that moment they're understaffed. At that moment there's these inconveniences happening. And at times we look at these people like, you know, when we're frustrated, you know, we look at a waiter, or waitress, or a cashier, and we see them as the company. Yeah. You know, we blame them for all these things because we need somewhere to put your blames in. Yeah. Like we were frustrated, but there was something we could do about
and
it.
I think what helped me handle the situation better was knowing that I was in the food industry service.
Yeah.
Knowing that if an order was wrong or for whatever reason was improperly made, they would usually take it out on us, on me, for like as a first line of response. And it's like I had to go report that to my manager.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I knew it's like it's not the rater's fault. Some cases it is, but not all cases, you know. And so when I got there and started handling this, I'm like, I understand this isn't your fault. I'm not going to take it out on you because it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm. And what made me laugh was when we were about to finish with the Spectrum experience.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for a while, and the lady told us, like, oh, you guys should feel good. You guys have your Wi-Fi now. You can just chill. You got this out of the way. You got a new phone. You know, she was pointing at you right there.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can just enjoy your day and your weekend. But we told her, we're about to go to work. Our day hasn't even started yet.
Yeah. From there,
her smile kind of went down.
Yeah, she was like, oh, shit.
She's like, shit, I said the wrong thing. And then, like, the only thing she could say is, like, so what do you do?
Yeah. I think that was the best response for it.
I laughed when she asked about me and my job, because she knew we were going through a lot right there.
Yeah.
And she asked me, like, you know, what do you do? And I told her, you know, I work with kids, yada, yada. And I explained to her, and she was like, so you gotta be patient. And I was like,
I'm just like, oh, God.
I was thinking of that situation. I was like, believe me, lady, we're patient. And I told Elias that day, because I was running on like a 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah.
I was so tired. This place was across the street from our apartment. I could have left.
Honestly, I was waiting for that.
I could have walked over, but I was so tired. I was just sitting there. I didn't have the energy to leave, which I should have, because I could have napped. I could have eaten. We had some sandwiches in the car.
Yeah. My goodness.
Man, life is strange and it's just so unpredictable. But that's what gives us the stories. All the stories we've ever shared. That shitty bar.
You're telling me you didn't, not sponsored by the way, Duke's?
Your eggnog story. You know, like all this stuff, you don't think of it ahead of time. You can't foresee it. And those are the stories that we tell again.
Exactly. And I think the more you experience these kinds of stories, the more you're going to be able to react to other things in life.
Mm-hmm.
And based on how you react to it, is going to tell how well you're going to be able to handle life, you know?
And that's the thing. I think a lot of people, especially right now, we're in an age where you need to tweet about something and you need to post about something. And I see a lot of people having a shitty experience 5 minutes into their day. Right. And automatically, oh, this day sucks.
Yeah, but it's an instant reaction that's going to last for the entire day for them. It's like, no, that's not going to last the entire day.
If you keep that on your mind the entire day, like,
yeah, exactly.
You're just wasting so much time on it. But you and me, we try to joke about it. Mm-hmm. So Elias's last episode, we had mentioned the eggnog thing, and this guy at Costco basically told him, like, hey, you know how many calories are in that? And Elias was like really frustrated with this guy, like he was pissed off. But like within minutes, we were joking about it already. It
was honestly just a simple drive from Costco to Goodwill after that.
Yeah, but on the way, we were talking about, like, I don't know if we might have had, like, coffee or a hot dog that day. Yeah, we had hot dogs that day.
Hot dogs that day.
And, like, I asked Eliza, you know how many calories are in that hot dog? But that's the thing, you know, like, we're already joking about it. Yeah. And I think that's important. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not saying to always laugh at your miseries or another person's miseries, but...
I guess the takeaway of this is learn how to react and how to take these jokes, even when at the time it's like the most frustrating thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like I could have easily reacted like, "Hey, Hector, that's not funny. Let's not joke about it." It was still very much insensitive of him to call out the eggnog thing.
And that's another important thing too. Know who that person is that you're joking with. 'Cause I think you and me, we already understand. We love humor.
Yeah,
we love joking around. But I think we also know, like, just by seeing the other person, like, all right, push off a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we both know, like, this guy. I'll tell a joke. You go on it immediately, and that's when I know, like, all right, we're joking. Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people just I can't imagine telling a joke to someone that isn't in the mood for it. Like, that'd be way too much cringe for me. I am very observant, so like I always have to think like, should I? Shouldn't I?
And I think with that we can wrap up the episode.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we leave off? Any piece of advice? Anything happened in your week you want to talk about?
Fuck Boost.
Boost Mobile.
Yeah, I don't think Boost is gonna sponsor us ever.
No, this episode is not brought to you by Boost, everybody. If you guys are going to switch carriers, make sure your phone is unlocked.
just call ahead. Do yourself a favor. Save a headache.
Yeah, and so I just realized recently,
Or
what's up?
Do keep it locked and talk to the cashier, and you can get yourself a number like that.
You could have gotten her number.
I know. I realized that. But just like my mama said, don't hit on women, and I don't.
You're just making excuses for yourself now.
I know.
This is that Costco girl all over again.
Shit, you're right.
Oh, man. So what I was going to say right before we cap off right here was I started realizing, like, because I'm starting to be more organized with stuff and more professional, and I realized, like, we're 24 episodes in this. Soon, eventually, it'll be 100, but we got to start plugging stuff. So everybody, if you like this, please share us. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. However you Apple users listen to us. We're on Anchor. We have some ideas. We're still on YouTube. For those of you that use YouTube, lies. You're probably the one viewer on there.
Yeah, I've been noticing I'm the one viewer.
Whatever, though. Because eventually there's going to be somebody that doesn't have Spotify. They might want to listen to us. Maybe someone's, baby mama's going to want to listen to us, and she just doesn't have Apple Music at that moment, so that's some way for them to listen to us. But we're gonna grow. We got some ideas. We want to get into this soon, but I think everybody knows adulting and work and priorities. But this is slowly becoming a priority for us too. We hope you guys have a lovely week. Elias finishes off.
Good night.
Goodbye, everybody.